What happens when a famous face breaks all the rules people expect them to follow and suddenly changes how everyone sees them? One set of photos did exactly that and left fans, critics, and the media talking nonstop, because these images were bold, surprising, and very different from what most people believed they knew. Some people called the move brave, others called it risky, but no one ignored it. And this story is not just about photos, it is about choice, freedom, and how one moment can change how the world looks at a celebrity. So stay with this video until the end, because the full story behind these photos is far more interesting than the pictures themselves. Linda Evans was known as a classic television star, and many people remembered her for strong roles and a polished image on screen, where she often played characters who seemed confident, calm, and in control. And because of this, fans believed they knew who she was, which is why these topless photos caused such a strong reaction, since they did not match the picture people had created in their minds. When the photos were released, the shock spread fast as magazines talked about it, news shows hinted at it, and fans whispered about it. And at that time, celebrities were expected to follow strict rules about how much of themselves they could show, and breaking those rules often came with heavy judgment. But Linda Evans stepped past those limits, and that made people uncomfortable. It is important to understand the time period, because these photos did not appear in an age of social media. There were no instant comments or quick posts. Everything moved slower, but the impact felt bigger, and a single photo in print could stay in public memory for years, which is exactly what happened here. Many people asked the same question about why she would do this. Some thought it was for attention. Others believed it was about art and personal freedom, and Linda Evans herself made it clear that the decision was hers because she wanted control over her own image and did not want to be boxed into one role or one look forever. The photos were not meant to be cheap or careless. They were carefully planned and professionally taken, and the goal was not shock alone but expression. Still, once the public sees something, unexpected reactions can turn extreme, with supporters praising her courage while critics accused her of damaging her reputation. What made the situation even more intense was her fan base, since many viewers had grown up watching her on television and felt protective, almost as if they knew her personally. So seeing her in a new light forced them to rethink their ideas about fame and identity. Some media outlets focused only on the topless part and ignored everything else, missing the bigger picture of a woman choosing how she wanted to be seen even if others did not agree. And that choice mattered, especially during a time when many actresses had little control over their careers. Behind the scenes, the experience was not easy, because public opinion can be loud and harsh, and every interview seemed to cycle back to the same topic. So instead of asking about her work, people asked about her body, which kind of attention can be exhausting, but she still handled it with honesty and calm words. Over time, opinions began to shift, and as years passed, people started to see the photos differently, with what once felt shocking becoming part of a larger conversation about self-expression and boundaries. And new generations looked back and saw not scandal but a statement. These photos also opened doors for other performers by showing that it was possible to step outside expectations and survive backlash. And while not everyone agreed with the choice, it helped push conversations forward. It is easy to forget that celebrities are real people who grow, change, and make decisions just like anyone else. And Linda Evans did not stop being talented or respected because of a single moment, as her career continued and her influence remained strong. These photos still matter because they remind us how quickly society reacts to the unexpected. They show how one bold move can challenge old ideas, and they prove that owning your choices even when they shock others can leave a lasting mark. So as this story comes to an end, think about how often people are judged for stepping outside a box, because Linda Evans did that in a very public way. And whether people agreed or not, the moment became unforgettable. And if you found this story interesting, remember, there is always more behind the headline. So the next time you hear about a shocking moment, ask yourself what message might be hiding beneath the surface. And thank you for watching and staying curious until the very end.